So I first find what the period is. So the period is 2 pi divided by the coefficient of our x inside the function, which is 1. So there's our period. Okay, there's still no shifting horizontally, so I'm going to mark that point. 0 is my starting point. I'm going to cut that in half, each of those in half as well. So I know that these are going to be my critical points. There's no vertical shift, so my midline stays 0. But my amplitude changes where the max and where the min is. So I have a sine graph, which is this graphing utility. Does the sine graph start at the midline, the maximum, or the minimum? Midline. And then the next point was maximum. Notice my maximum now jumps up to 2 because of the amplitude. Comes down to midline. Minimum goes down to minus 2. The midline comes back. So when I sketch this, my graph is going to look something like this. Right? When you plot the points, because you're using the midline and your maximum, these would be the 2 points that you plot, and the graphing utility will fill out the rest of this graph. So again, if I'm looking to sketch these, I find my period first. I see that there's no horizontal shifting, so I can start here, cut it in half, cut each of those in half. So these are going to be my 4 sections, but my 5 points that I'm going to test. Okay, and so it's a cosine, so there's no negative in front, so it's going to start at what? The midline, the minimum, or the maximum? Max, and my maximum isn't going to be 1, it's going to be, because of this amplitude, 8, it's going to be all the way up to 8. So I'm going to start at 8. My next point is the midline. My next point, which is negative 8, is my minimum, then midline, then maximum again. So when I look at this sketch, my graph should look like this. And once again, because I'm using the cosine function to sketch this, I need my extreme points. So I need a max and a min. It doesn't matter in which order. You can go min then max or max then min. So because this is a positive function, I'm going to start with the max. And plotting those 2 points should fill out the rest of that function's graph.